sure low. It'll be grand.
And welcome back to Sure It'll Be Grand, a podcast about two Irish Aegis giving you their two Irish Aegis opinions on movies and maybe even one day games. I don't know anymore. It's
Probably
hello
not.
from me, Daniel, and this is hello from Owen.
Yeah, that was
Hello,
me.
Owen.
I'm here.
Yeah,
Hello.
yeah, and yeah, welcome back. We're doing a movie today. It sure is a movie, isn't it, Owen?
Oh, yes, it fucking is.
Don't you do that? No, don't
No, I'm
do
in.
this.
I'm all in. I'm all in on
No.
it. I'm all in on it. I'm putting all my cards on this. I'm betting big.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a bet, I guess. Yeah. We are doing 2018's A Wrinkle in Time.
Yes, fucking yes, we are.
We are. I chose this movie. So a little behind the curtain stuff. We kind of put a lot of the movies we're going to watch this season ahead of time, and I felt we kept doing like movies that we actually might like and enjoy on the list. And I kind of no. We need to choose something that will be like spectacularly annoy us and not be enjoyable. And you know what? I think this movie did it. I think this movie did a great job, didn't it?
Yes. Yes.
It did.
Yes, it did.
Yeah.
It
Yeah, it did,
most
didn't it?
certainly did. Yeah.
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 You seem a little shell shocked. Oh.
I haven't been able to stop thinking about it, honestly. It won't leave my brain. You know, also, like, the images won't, there's just images in my head. I don't really remember much details, though.
It's the flying plant monster, isn't it?
No.
It's the flying plant monster, isn't it?
No, it's not, actually.
The giant Oprah.
It's, of course,
standing over
of course it's giant Oprah. Jesus Christ.
I don't know. Plant monster was pretty terrifying too.
Me.
Okay, well, look, if we're talking about actors, we may as well list them off. So we have Storm Reid. She plays the main character called Meg. She's been in movies like Slight, A Happening of Monumental Proportions, and Euphoria. Movies I haven't seen. Have you seen any? Have you seen her in anything else?
Well, Euphoria is a TV show,
Okay,
not a movie.
so not a movie.
Yeah, so she's not in that. She was in The Suicide Squad most recently. She's Bloodsport's daughter, I think.
Yes.
She's briefly in that. I saw her in something else, and I can't think of what it was now. So, yep. Oh, she's in
Okay.
When They See Us. She's in like briefly in When They See Us on Netflix.
Yeah.
TV show.
Alright.
Good show. Two good
Very
shows.
good.
Euphoria is a really good show too.
Okay. Then Oprah Winfrey. I mean, I think it's. Does she need an introduction?
Yes, please
Okay.
do an introduction for Oprah Winfrey.
Well, she used to host a little.
Explain to me who Oprah Winfrey is, as if I'd never heard of her before.
Okay. She is an African American woman, who hosted one of the, if not the biggest TV, talk show of all time. Who she was a producer of as well. The show ran from I think 1986, I think, to about 2010 or 11. She has been in actually quite critically acclaimed movies like The Color Purple, and Lee Daniels' The Butler. Look, joking aside, Oprah Winfrey is one of the most accomplished, modern women in history. I think it's fair to say.
Sure.
Yeah. And yeah, she has been in a few things. She's been acting here and there. She's also recently come back for an interview with the royal family. I don't even remember which part of the royal family. I know them to face. I don't
care who they
yeah,
are.
I really
I don't care who they are or what they do,
Yeah.
either them or Oprah.
Yeah, I mean, look,
Oprah was in B movie.
She was.
Yeah, there you go.
Who did she play in the B movie?
Judge Bumbleton.
Oh, like
Yep.
the one that did the whole court case for all of mankind against bees.
Sure.
Okay, you don't know
That
much
sounds like the plot of a B movie, right?
Yeah, I mean that's definitely a plot point. Yeah, yeah,
yeah, sure. I don't know.
yeah,
I know Oprah's in B movies. So.
yeah. Also has Reese Witherspoon playing Miss Whatsit. She has, I mean, again, well accomplished actress, very famous. She's been in Legally Blonde. I think it's the one that a lot of people know her from. Election and Walk the Line.
Great movies.
Yeah, Walk the Line's a fantastic movie. Like Walk the
So
Line.
was Legally Blonde.
Yeah, it was. What did you like? Walk the Line.
Yeah, I like Walk the Line. Yeah. I think it's ruined for me after seeing Walk Hard. To be quite honest.
Yeah, it's
Walk Hard is just such a perfect parody that I don't think I can watch Walk the Line anymore without just expecting the jokes from Walk Hard.
Sorry if I mispronounced the second name, but Minnie Kaling or Kaling.
Kaling,
she
yeah.
Kaling plays Miss Who. Not Jodie Whittaker as the Doctor. Sorry. She's been in obviously The Office that most people know her out. She was also in Inside Out playing Disgust, Late Night, and she was in Wreck-It Ralph, which I did not realize or know.
I don't think I knew that either. Yeah. She had her own TV show too called The Mindy Project.
She
was on. And also she's also like outside of acting, she's a really successful writer and stuff as well. She wrote and produced a lot of the episodes of The Office.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah.
Yep. 30 Rock, I think, as well. She maybe wrote for something along those lines.
Your favorite character in the movie, Calvin.
It's fucking a little.
Calvin, played by Levi Miller. There's a gender-neutral name if I ever heard it. He has been in Pan, which is now I realize why you kept on calling Peter Pan.
Yeah, that's why I was calling him this Peter Pan dickhead.
Honestly, I just thought you used to call him Peter Pan because he just looks a lot like what Peter Pan looks like. Which I guess
that's why he played. That's probably why they hired him to play Peter Pan, I imagine. Yeah.
He's also been in things called Red Dog, True Blue, Jasper Jones, and Better Watch Out.
Don't know what any of those are.
Neither do I. Then we have Charles Wallace. Your second favorite character, I imagine.
Yeah, it's a toss-up
between Calvin and Charles Wallace. I have to make sure we say Charles.
No, it's a toss-up for number 2. Calvin is definitely the stupid.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, he hasn't been in much because he's like a young kid. But he's been in 2 other movies, Stephanie and Hold On, and actually Roman numerals, boss. I don't know what those numbers are in Roman numerals, and I'm not going to figure it out. But yeah, young kid. Much of a future ahead there, do you think, acting-wise? He played a fairly big role in this movie.
After this? Not probably on Broadway.
Yeah, I can see that. He's very theatre kid,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And then we have Chris Pine as Mr. Murray, and we have Gugu Mbatha Raw as Miss Murray.
Gugu Mbatha Raw?
I'm sorry, I did not know. And I believe Zach Galifianakis and Micah Pina show up in it as well. And yeah, that's the cast. Director-wise, we have Ava Duvernay.
Ava Duvernay.
Ava Duvernay, okay. Do you know these people personally?
Yeah.
Is it?
Well, everybody knows who Ava Duvernay is, right?
Okay. She's been in Queen Sugar, Selma, When They See Us, and Middle of Nowhere. We're producing these.
Directed them.
More.
Yeah.
Yes, directed. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yes. We have writers Jennifer Lee and Jeff Stockwell, who wrote screenplay, and it's all based on the original book Madeleine L'Anglais. And yeah, that's everyone behind the scenes. This movie critically has not had the best time, I think it's fair to say. The budget was about 100 million, and the gross it got worldwide was about 132 million.
Yep.
Which
Including the marketing, the total budget was like $250 million.
So it failed dramatically.
Oh, yeah, it lost like $150 million plus.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because as we have talked about before, usually budget of the actual movie and then the marketing, it's about double.
Yeah, generally, ballpark, it's usually, you can double it.
Yeah, so it was a big, massive failure. I haven't actually seen how people who liked the books reacted to this.
With
I feel
incredible disdain.
Oh, I mean, not shocking. I imagine the movie is a little bit different to the book.
Supposedly, I haven't read the book, so I can't 100% say, but I can read you the thoughts of somebody on Google who has, if you'd like.
Oh, please do.
This comes from somebody. I don't know who wrote this.
Cool.
Oh, actually, their username is Slagar the Cruel. So, you know.
I respect them immediately.
Classic film critic name, Slagar the Cruel.
Oh, I'm sorry. Like, yeah. Imagine you just open the newspaper and there's just a column every week by this dude.
I think there should be. I hope he does have one like after this. 127 people found this review helpful. And Slagar says, if you loved the books like I did, you will not love the movie at all because it has almost completely scrapped the book. Imagine taking The Lord of the Rings and then forcing King Arthur and Captain America into the storyline and dropping Gandalf because he's too old and stereotypical of wizards. That's sort of what happened here. Basically, this isn't Madeleine L'Engle's story. It's Ava Duvernay's story, just borrowing heavily on Madeleine's for inspiration. There's more to the review, but that's the gist of it.
Yeah, but I mean, that's the gist of it. Okay, yeah. And I think even as non-fans, as you and I are, this movie didn't really come out well, did it?
No, it's complete nonsense. It's a total pile of shit from start to finish, top to bottom, inside out, upside down, any way you want to look at it. It's terrible.
So, from your very mixed feelings,
should I tell you how I really feel, man? I loved it.
From your very mixed feelings, should we get into a bit of the details?
Yeah, fuck it, why not?
I mean, what the hell is going on?
Okay, so Meg is, I guess she's the kind of the outcast at school. She's sad, she's bullied. People bully her because her father disappeared 2 years ago after claiming he could travel through time by thinking really hard. I think
that's basically what he said in front of a group of supposed military and scientific community people. He just said, if I think about it real hard, I can definitely time travel. I can do that, people. And his wife went, oh, we said we weren't going to do that yet. We had to, they're not ready. Whatever your Chris Pine, whatever your name is in this. Like, so, who knows?
Mr. Flurry or something.
Murray. Something Murray. Yeah, that's his name.
Flurry. No, we're going to call it Flurry because
Mr. McFlurry.
We need some joy in life. Mr. McFlurry. We can't make the joke about Chris Pine that we did while watching it. But that you
Why not?
Throughout.
Why can't we?
I mean, I'd rather we didn't.
I'm just gonna say it.
Okay, go on.
I'm just gonna say it. All right, and anyone disagrees with me, they're wrong. Chris Pine has a big cock. All right, it's nailed on. He has one. Now, to be fair, it started by us saying that Captain Kirk definitely has one,
which he definitely.
We both agreed he definitely does. So by default,
they casted him because of.
That's why. Yeah,
Captain
they cast
Kirk,
that kid because he looked like Peter Pan. They cast Chris Pine as Captain Kirk because he's got a massive schlong. So there you go. I've said it now.
Yeah, there you go. And hopefully that's it. Anyway, so these psychopathic children have teasing her because her dad has disappeared like 2 years ago. Charles Wallace at one stage overhears the the two teachers going that, Wallace is weird and the kid isn't like socializing. I believe the soon-to-be principal, who's also, I guess Meg's like counselor in the school, says, "Hey, look, you just need to get over it. The chance of your dad coming back are virtually nothing." It's like, what the fuck? Yeah,
I mean, his position at the school is unclear. Like most things in this movie, it's unclear. He's sort of there. I will say, I do like the Wikipedia's cast list here. They have a little description after some of them.
Yeah.
If you just read this and didn't watch the movie, you would assume the character of Veronica is much more important in the movie than she actually is, because they describe the main character of the movie, Meg, Storm Reed's Meg Murray. Her description on Wikipedia is a young girl who's being bullied by Veronica. That's it. That's all they have. That's what they wrote.
Like Veronica is the focus of
and then further down they have oh god, where's it gone? They have Rowan Blanchard as Veronica Kiley, a student who bullies Meg because of her gone father, but later regrets her past actions and no longer bullies her.
I mean, she
guess
waits to her by the end of the movie.
I guess it's factually correct.
Is it factually?
I don't know. Is it?
Like
I'm not sure.
Assumption.
Do we miss? Was there like a post-credits thing with Veronica in it that we missed? Veronica's barely in this thing, and yet.
Yeah, because so Veronica's at the beginning when she makes fun of Meg at I think like the tennis court.
Yeah. Meg.
And then obviously Chris Pine shows up in his massive new Mercedes advertising campaign.
Yes. He's got the new Mercedes. It's not even my joke.
Like all the shots all the shots throughout like the beginning of the movie felt like it's about to slip into a Mercedes ad. Like a lot of weird shots on faces and kids being bullied and
way too many of them.
Yeah.
So many shots. That scene where she's talking to the principal / counselor / random guy at the school about her dad dying. It's just two people sitting at a desk. There was at least 12 different angles. At least. It just kept cutting to different fucking now the camera's on the ceiling. Now it's underneath his chin. Now it's in the back of her eyeball. Now it's weirdly panning over Meg's shoulder, but the camera's never going to complete that movement because we're not going to see the other shoulder shot. Now it's under the table. Now it's looking through a cup. Now it's like, what the fuck is happening, Ava? Just relax.
It was like pivoting up and down as well. Like it was like pointing, like it wasn't even just straight on sometimes.
No, there was weird like movement in the camera and stuff, and it was just utterly pointless. It doesn't make any sense, and it that continues throughout the whole movie. I think
that's why it felt like
just,
a car ad.
Yeah, it's just like it's so really obviously wrong at the start of the movie, because the start of the movie is just a kid in school talking to people. Like there's no, I get like, oh cool, we're in some alternate dimension. Let's throw a Dutch angle in here for the crack. That's fine, sure, go ahead, but like. Why this? It's just so many odd choices, so many of them.
Yeah. So okay. So Mercedes obviously doesn't show up. She's upset. I think there was a fight or something, and she goes home, and the mother goes, "Look, I think one of the move schools or something along the line."
Yeah, Meg busts Veronica in the face with a basketball or something and gets suspended or something along those lines.
Yeah.
And the mother's like, you don't act like this. And she's like, but Dad told me to. And the mother's like, don't you dare use your father's big cock and but I don't know. Something along those lines.
Oh, don't say that. Don't use your father's big cock. Don't. That's not...
All right. Sorry, okay, I'll move on.
No, that was wrong. Anyway, so I think sometime in the middle of the night, Charles Wallace is found talking to a woman with red hair covered in a bedsheet. And she introduces herself as Miss Watson, and almost instantly starts giving out about Meg, talking about Tesseracts and tesseracting. Or
Tessering. Yeah, tessering they call it. Which is what Meg's dad claimed he could do with his mind, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And fawning over the kid, while the mother, Miss Murray, and Meg kind of go like, why are you here? Like, what? No, actually they don't though, because they just kind of like, they get a bit confused.
Yeah, they're just like, oh, Charles Wallace. Because they insist on calling him Charles Wallace.
Yeah.
Throughout the whole movie. But they're just like, hey, Charles Wallace, what's up? Why is Reese Witherspoon here? And he's like, this is my friend. And they're like, oh, okay, see you later.
Yeah, and she just walks out the front house and she walks down the road. And
I guess she tessers out the back or something. Who knows?
Something like that. But yeah, she seems to be all over Charles Wallace and really hate on Meg. For reasons I can't really tell.
Just because I don't know.
Meg wouldn't let a strange woman into the house, whereas Charles Wallace would be like, yeah, let's do it. Haha. I speak like an adult.
They're one of those things that's unclear. All of the three fairy ladies just kind of shit on Meg for the whole movie. They're just always like, "Oh, I told you we shouldn't have brought Meg. This was a mistake. We can't bring her."
Honestly, I was
Blah.
expecting Family Guy jokes eventually. Like,
Well, they did shut up Meg at the end of it.
yeah. Anyway, so Meg and Charles Wallace, for some reason, go for a walk the next day. I don't remember why. And this random kid called Calvin, who is obviously like the love interest for Meg, shows up and just starts saying things like, "Oh, I was drawn here. I know you from school, but I was drawn here." That's how they came together, yeah?
He literally arrives and is like, "Hey, what's up? Hey, what are you
Yeah.
doing here?" "I don't know. I felt an echo in the fabric of reality, and I was drawn to this exact location at this exact time. I have a stupid face, and my name is Calvin." That's what he says. And I went, yeah.
That's literally word for word, yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what
Actually,
he says it so many times now. Maybe I just heard him say that in my head. I don't know.
yeah, maybe, I don't know. You have focused too much on Chris Pine's giant penis.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Okay, and it goes on, and suddenly they get like Charles Wallace decides to break and enter into a house, and he finds Mindy Kaling's Mrs. Who sits in a chair surrounded by books, and seems to be, and if you're a geek like us, a Kenku from Dungeons and Dragons, where they can only like quote.
I'm not a nerd. I don't get
sentences.
that reference.
Yeah.
Make a more cool reference, please.
You don't get that reference, but you're very hard on that rule when I said I wanted to once play a Kenku who didn't do those things.
Make a cooler reference, please.
Okay. It's like when you just quote things. There you go.
Yeah, I'm very cool. Yeah, I'll accept that. Okay.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's just she can't apparently communicate because it takes so much energy. So she just
Charles Wallace explains it as basically she has evolved beyond the need to use words that are her own or something. It's kind of that's like her brain is so fucking class that she thinks things so well that she can't use her own words because it's her brain is doing other things, so she just speaks.
Her language would be too advanced.
It's something it's some bullshit little thing that's just like whatever. We need something. Charles Wallace say some crap so we can be like, yeah, this bitch she just talks in quotes. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Which is kind of now insulting to Miss Witch and Miss What's-It, because it seems like Miss Who is like evolved beyond them, where they're still talking like idiots.
Yeah, but she's not 100 foot tall, is she?
She's not 100 foot tall. Yeah, but who says too tall?
We do.
Yeah.
She's too tall, okay? She's too
tall for a human. Humans have a certain size, and you are too tall.
Oprah, you're too fucking tall. You're scaring the children, Oprah.
Yeah, I think it's fair to say, like, okay, they return back to the house, and Miss What's-It appears, and Miss Who appears, and then Miss Witch appears. Oprah Winfrey appears as a 25 foot tall Oprah Winfrey. Yeah. I mean, like, there's no other way to say it. Like,
it's just Oprah. It's Oprah in drag, and she's like 30 feet tall.
Yeah. I think that's somewhat of a fair estimation. And seems very condescending, very looking down. Very much how I imagine a lot of white American women who worship Oprah imagine Oprah.
Probably, yeah. Like, they were definitely trying to be like, okay, this character is the, like, ancient, all-knowing, wise, like, I know everything. I know the mysteries of the universe, and, like, I'm smart, and you do what I tell you, and you'll be fine kind of thing. But, like, they didn't really... Their sole thing for, like, showcasing that in the movie was, we've cast Oprah.
Yeah.
That's it. And it's just Oprah. She clearly doesn't know her lines.
This is where my theory came that, like, I'd say Oprah Winfrey was on set, like, for one day, and they just recorded everything in front of a green screen, and then they just popped her into the movie.
Oh, yeah, I think so. I mean, they're, like, it's not, I said this while we were watching it, this isn't a forced perspective thing. She's very clearly just, like, green screened in to be massive. And like her eyeline isn't really matching the other characters, and she's visibly reading her dialogue off of a sheet in some scenes. Like,
yeah, she looks like she did when she was on the Oprah Winfrey Show, where she like was looking at the camera and like saying who's coming up next.
Yeah,
she's reading
yeah.
it.
There's an auto cue or something in front of her. But she can't like. They're new sentences to her that don't make sense, so she pauses sometimes to be like, "Wait, what's that saying?"
Which I guess could be seen as, looking inwards and thinking.
No,
it doesn't.
no.
It's more like the Joey Tribbiani of acting, where you stop and then you smell for a fart. It's like,
Yeah, but it's not even like she doesn't try to disguise it with like a I'm pondering something. She just kind of like stops talking sometimes and goes it's like, oh, Oprah, come on.
Miss Watson and Miss Sue seem to be terrified of her in that scene anyway.
I wouldn't blame them.
Yeah,
I'm terrified of her.
Yeah. Giant Oprah scares us all in our dreams.
Yeah,
all the time. Yeah. And this is when I guess they decide to kidnap the children to go across space with Charles Wallace.
Yeah, criminal mastermind Charles Wallace kidnaps the other children.
I mean, he does at one stage, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. He does it here though. Technically, they only go because he's like, "Woohoo! Let's go on a crazy adventure with 3 random old ladies," and they're like, "Charles Wallace, no."
It's very much hinted that Charles Wallace is kind of like them, like he's going to one day become like the missus, I think.
Yeah. I briefly saw something somewhere, like a description of his character, I think from the book, that described him as like it basically said he has powers that he can like he knows what people are feeling or something along the it's something weird like that they described him as, and I went, oh, sure, yeah, sure, right, fine, whatever.
Anyway, they cross the universe, I think, and they end up in this big, massive, I don't know, at this stage, like, they end up in these strange places, like a big, massive grass lawn with flowers that can move, and weird trees that act as hurricanes that throw things across cliffs, and...
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Now, see, this is where I thought, in the beginning, when Chris Pine is describing this thing, I thought he mentions alternate dimensions that they're going to.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure they're just on another planet.
Yeah, no, they are another planet. Yeah, because he says you can connect 2 galaxies together at the beginning when he's explaining the science thing.
Yeah, but he does say something about about traveling like all other dimensions and
traveling
stuff.
Through another dimension.
Oh, okay, right.
Yeah,
okay, so see that threw me.
And I was making a joke and a point that, if he discovered another dimension, like, that's enough. Like explain this to the scientists that you discovered another dimension that you can travel through. Never mind the brain stuff. Ignore that.
See, I think that's why the wife was so annoyed, because he got ahead of himself. He was just supposed to go, I've discovered another dimension, and they all would have been like, oh my god, this man's a genius. And then like a month later, he could have been like, also, I can use my mind to travel through.
Yeah, it's more than a month.
Yeah, well, what? Wait till the paper is peer reviewed at least, or something. I don't know. Not just don't give it to them all at once, man. These are military men.
I'd say it almost feels like, let's see, he's just like, him and his wife have been working on this for years, like 5 years, studying this. She's all about the microsciences, and he's all about the big, massive universe. And they worked really hard discovering this new dimension, and they have evidence, and it's all scientifically based. And just that morning, he goes, I think I could probably travel through with my brain. And she goes, sorry, what?
Say that again, please.
I could travel through my
what you
brain.
say? What you say, McFlurry?
Yeah, like my brain. I think I could, if I think really hard, I can travel through dimensions. Like, okay. But I don't know where you come up for this, but look, we'll just go and explain what we... No, I'm going to mention the brain stuff. Like, no, please, come on. You always do this.
Yeah, why do you do this?
Last time it was brain.
All
Last
the time.
time you had superpowers to fly around when you discovered a new element. Stop it!
Yeah.
And what really happened was that Mr. Flurry moved out, and they had a divorce, and the mother lied about everything that happened, and the kids actually had massive post-traumatic stress and imagine all of this.
Yeah, that's probably what happened. Sure.
Yes. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyway, they're in this. So they're in another world, and Miss Whatsit, like, apparently, obviously, I don't think they're actually humans. The missus, they're like cosmic beings.
Who
that
the
can be
fuck
anything.
knows is really the answer because like
Yeah.
they don't really tell us who these people are, what they're doing here, or like we get the impression that they've done this before.
Yeah.
That like Reese Witherspoon's one, whichever one she is. I don't know.
What's it?
She what's it? She's the what? She okay? So she's the cheese flavored corn snack. She
Yeah.
says, "Oh, this is
Corny
my."
anyway.
She says, "This is my first mission," or something, implying
Yeah.
that the others have done this before. That like Oprah and Mindy Kaling have previously traveled to somewhere else and kidnapped kids or something.
I'm fairly sure that Mrs. Waitress Oprah is building child armies all the time. But she keeps on saying, "Be a warrior."
I think Oprah is building child army. Yes, I think you're right.
What? Okay. I mentioned something to you. Like I think everyone knows the bees gif.
Mhm, yeah.
Oprah, when like it's the original, it's like she reveals a car and everyone in the audience gets a car, but in the gif it's like everyone gets bees, and everyone in the crowd goes crazy. Yeah, I feel like Oprah Winfrey probably hates that gif.
Yeah. This is definitely a. Do you remember the time Beyonce tried to get that picture of her deleted off the internet?
Yeah.
It's that. It's that. I'd imagine.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that bee gif in a while. Maybe Oprah succeeded.
I mean, to be fair, she is richer than God. So
she is. Yeah, she's pretty. The most powerful woman in media. They say. So maybe she could do it.
It's the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the Oprah effect couldn't help this movie, could it?
No, I don't think. I mean, you could guess it was some sort of black hole that absorbed it. Cosmic jokes. Sorry. Oh yeah. So anyway, yeah. Reese Witherspoon strips in front of a bunch of children.
Yeah. Strips right down to the lettuce monster.
No, but
she gets her boobs.
Right down
She gets
to
her
the
boobs
human
out, yeah.
part first, and then turns into lettuce monster.
Yeah.
Because our good pal Calvin says, "Oh, Mrs. Watson, we don't really strip in front of people." Blah 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 blah, and yeah, again that face from this that is the so anyone who hasn't watched the movie, and I don't know why you're watching the movie and listening to this review, but never mind.
No, ignore that. Scratch that from the record. Listen, even if you haven't seen the movie. Okay, thanks.
Okay. She turns into this giant leaf.
Yeah, that's essentially. Yeah, she turns into.
I don't think there's any point of going really much further than that.
Yeah. She turns into a like if you could take a head of lettuce and like unfurl it. Like unwrap the lettuce, like lay it out lengthways, like unroll the lettuce like a fruit roll.
Yeah.
She's that with a head.
You've never really taken apart a lettuce, have you?
No, I said if you could.
Okay.
All right. I know that's not how lettuces work. Okay.
Have you taken apart a lettuce?
I've chopped up a lettuce, sure.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, I'm a man of food. Cuisine.
You eat food.
I eat food sometimes. Sometimes lettuce is one of them.
I'd say it's very rarely sometimes. Anyway, yes, Miss Watson parks the children on top of her back as she flies across I guess this world towards a black twisted thing in the sky.
I guess. Yeah, I don't know where she was going, to be honest. I thought this whole scene was just kind of like, woo, we're in another world. Let's go crazy, kids. And then she...
like, I will show you the world. Basically, that kind of shit.
It's that, but the setting is the afterlife that Robin Williams goes to in What Dreams May Come.
Yes, it's very much that. Yeah,
it's that
100%.
Painting landscape they go to.
Yeah.
And there's flowers.
Watch that movie instead, to be honest. Like, it's a good movie.
Yeah.
I very much enjoy that movie.
Yeah.
A lot of people hate that movie for some reason. Let's review that movie instead.
It's just because it's really sad. Like,
it's
really so sad, and it's even sadder since he passed.
I think it also had like a not non-traditional idea of the afterlife that people were just, oh, wait a second, this isn't Christian enough.
Yeah, probably. Like they were with this book, actually.
Yes. Do you want to mention that?
Yeah. So the A Wrinkle in Time, the novel, was on like the book ban list thing for like certain schools Now, I say certain schools. You know what schools I'm talking about. You know exactly what schools
Okay.
I'm talking about. You know those super southern Christian schools,
Yeah.
those type of ones. They
You all
banned
know
it.
who we mean.
You know who I'm talking about. They banned this book from their schools, etc. And I think they protested it and all that kind of stupid shit that people do when they don't get a book. Because there's one scene towards the end where Oprah in the movie, not Oprah in the book, could be Oprah in the book, I don't know. She is like listing
And there stood a 25-foot tall
there
Oprah.
at the end of it all, at the end of time and space, was Oprah. As it always must be. She that character, I don't know, I can't tell, I don't know who's what or who's which. Haha.
Huh?
She's like listing, she's like, oh Meg, you've done so great, you're now one of Earth's great heroes, just like, and she lists a bunch of like artists and like I think politicians and philosophers and all this kind of crap. And in the book, she also lists Jesus Christ amongst all these artists and philosophers and stuff. And the Southern Christian fanatics took that as the book saying that Jesus Christ wasn't the Son of God. He was just another like cool guy from history.
I mean, it doesn't say that, to be fair.
No,
At all.
it doesn't.
It
Like,
seems like, people who were a great influence, and Jesus was a people. Well,
he was at least a bit of people.
yeah. He was amalgamations of maybe a few people.
Yeah, probably.
Look, we're not going to go Christian bashing here. We're going bashing idiots who get upset over books.
They just happen to be Christians.
Yeah, that's it. So that's a bit of a weird thing to give out about, but to be honest, our climate is just as weird again. Like, it hasn't really changed all that much. You still have weird people giving about weird nonsense stuff. So let's move on from that. Yeah, so they fly. Apparently, the kids can float on top of the leaf because air currents or something. I think they don't get blown off into the void and die terrible deaths.
Well, they almost do.
They do almost do. Yes.
Fucking
Calvin, go on. Tell me about Calvin.
Motherfucking Calvin. He falls off the giant lettuce doll thing.
Yeah.
And doesn't die. And it's the worst moment in the movie.
Doesn't die, does he?
He doesn't. He gets caught. He lands. He crushes a bunch of tiny, innocent flower people to death.
Yeah. Because flower people can feel emotions, wasn't it, or something like that?
Oh, no fucking clue. Reese Witherspoon's like, she's
like,
yo, Meg, ask the flowers where your dad is. And she's like, I don't speak flowers, bitch. And Reese Witherspoon's like, oh, Meg, you're so stupid. Or something. I don't know. I think that's what happens.
I feel like if I was Meg in this, I would have just fucking planted one at this stage.
I'd have gone home on it. I think if I knew how to get there, I'd have left. I'd been like, for fuck's sake. Like, listen, Charles Wallace, you're 2'3". I'm just going to pick you up and we're leaving. All right. This is crazy. Yeah. This is insanity. These people keep insulting me.
Like, before you even go into that Wrinkle time, he's like, no, I'm calling the police.
Yeah. We're leaving, okay? Me and my brother, we're going home. Calvin, you can stay here because you're weird too, okay?
Sorry, I just realized it was 4 years since that dad disappeared, wasn't it? Because Calvin never really met his
Calvin
dad.
was like a newborn baby, I think, when... Yeah. Or he was like one or something.
It's something like 4 years. That's always what got me as well. Because I guess because the kids didn't look different ages. So I just put, I don't know, 6 months, 2 years. Anyway, doesn't matter. Is that when Calvin then has to go there near that hurricane with the trees being ripped out? Or
no, that's much later.
Okay,
they meet Zach Galifianakis next. I think
they do.
They find him in some sort of anthill that he lives in on the planet Orion.
He tells the kids to tighten their tushies.
Yeah, he does, and he does yoga poses, and his name is Happy Medium.
Yeah, you know what? I don't hate Zach Galifianakis. I think he's funny enough, but I don't think he should be in children's movies. Not because I think he as a personality is bad around children. I just think he as a person, the way he looks and has been framed in other movies, is always weird to have around kids. Like, you wouldn't trust him around kids. His characters.
You wouldn't. Oh, his characters. Yeah, okay, that's a distinction. Yeah, okay. That's Zach Galifianakis. Wouldn't trust him around my kids. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I'm sure he'd do a great job of my imaginary children. But his like movie persona one, no, I probably wouldn't.
No, yeah, I mean, whoever he's the thing that he's playing in this definitely shouldn't talk to kids. No way, sir.
Yeah. And at one stage, he takes Meg to the side because it's not working. They're not tapping into finding the father or something like that. And
He jizzes a little.
Was it? Yeah.
Mm.
Well, they try to find it, and he goes, "Yes, Meg, that's it."
He's like, Meg, think about your dad real hard. And then there's like some weird flashing
giant
images.
penis.
And it's just Zach Galifianakis in a voiceover going, keep going, Meg. And it's like, what the fuck is happening? Zach, what are you doing to her?
What did they discover with him? Except
That their dad was trapped in the it. The black,
yes.
I don't know.
The thing.
Whatever they call it. The darkness.
Non-person.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. The sand monster from Rise of the Guardians. Whatever the fuck, something, I don't know.
It's a lot of things. Yeah,
the giant monster from the end of Green Lantern. That thing. He's stuck in that.
That's the better one.
Yeah, he's trapped in that.
Yeah, and okay. So now do they get to the weird not volcano, the hurricane?
Well,
or they end up
they basically the three witch ladies, whatever the fuck, they're like, oh, Meg, you're stupid, you're dumb, Meg, you're not ready for this, Meg, you're so stupid, Meg, look at you in your face, I don't like you, Meg, you're ugly. That's what they say. And then they're like, we're getting everybody out of here, come on, we're taking you back to Earth. And Meg's like, no, I can't leave without my dad. And because she's like thinking about her dad so hard, she accidentally tessers them into the middle of the monster from Green Lantern.
I think they were already in a tesser, and then she misdirects it. Like she pushes it
she jumps into the tesser, and then she's thinking about her dad so much that she's like, no, I gotta go see my dad. And they get sucked into the darkness, which is just a cornfield. They're just standing in a cornfield, and the three women are like, oh, we're fading, my powers don't work here, here's some really shit gifts or whatever.
Here is my order. Wasn't that from Oprah?
Oprah says, my gift is my command.
Yeah, it's like
stay together. That's it.
Oh,
Reese Witherspoon's like, my gift is this. You're a dumb bitch, Meg. Fuck you, and then walks away. And it's like, okay. Mindy Kaling's like, oh, I'm weakened. I don't speak in quotes anymore for some reason. It's like, okay, fine, whatever.
She gets something. I don't know.
He's like, yeah, here's a necklace or whatever that looks like a magnifying glass. Who knows?
That's it. Yeah. Yeah, and then the cornfield, and they keep walking through the cornfield until they enter the neighborhood, which is when I know we joked about the leaf monster looking horrific, but this is when it enters actual horror movie-esque settings.
Yeah, this is, they walk into the town from A Cat in the Hat, we think.
Yeah,
possibly.
Genuinely. Yeah,
I think it is the same set, I'm not sure. And
it's reflected.
Oh yeah, it's just a bunch of mirrored houses copy pasted across the screen or whatever, and there's some creepy kids bouncing dodgeballs for some reason.
Just off the floor,
just being weird, and everybody's moving at the same time, and this old lady with a bad haircut's like, yo, you want some food? And Calvin, being the fucking idiot that he is, like, yeah, I could eat, let's go, creepy old lady. And Meg's like, don't know, Calvin, you idiot.
Here's the thing, right? At what stage does Calvin do anything?
Never. He doesn't do anything. He literally disappears for the final act of the movie. He's just gone. He's just not there. And they never explain it. And then they arrive home and he's already there. He's already at home. Yeah. And they're just like, oh, Calvin, you're here. Cool. What up, Calvin? It's like, what the fuck, Calvin? Did your dad never teach? Oh, wait.
His father is abusive and like gives out bottom about grades, but clearly a bit too harshly.
Yeah, like, what, an 84? What are you, a dumb idiot?
He also looks like an Italian mobster because I think he's wearing like a business shirt with like
but we know from Calvin's last name he's an Irish gangster.
Okay,
Calvin's last name is O'Keefe.
Which is weird because we know O'Keefe's.
Yeah.
So it's always interesting seeing like Irish names pop up and going, oh, okay. Have you ever met an O'Reilly?
I've met an O'Reilly hyphen something, like a double-barreled one where she was an O'Reilly and she just like added his last name when she got married.
It's just every time I hear like the stereotypical Irish names from America, it's always names I'm just like,
Sure,
don't
your
think
man
I've-
in Wild Mountain Time. He was an O'Reilly.
he was actually an O'Reilly, yeah.
Oh,
Who made
God.
that movie again?
Who made Wild Mountain Time?
Yeah, just making a point that's
Oh,
American.
yeah. I don't know his name. Some guy.
Yeah. So eventually they run away, and do they end up on a like? They have to end up at the tree at some stage because the beach comes up some stage as well.
They go to the beach, and Charles Wallace turns into a bad guy. He meets Michael Pena and is
Yeah,
like,
but
"Yo,
so
smoke some
it's the
crack,
whole-
kid."
It's
And
the whole hurricane thing then. Hurricane thing
No.
is way. It
Oh,
is, yeah.
okay. So I think they go from the cornfield to the hurricane, and then they land after the hurricane. They land in the creepy lane because Charles
Yeah.
Wallace like goes there ahead of them somehow.
Yeah, I don't remember how that
He
happened
like
either.
is there, and it's just Calvin and Meg, and they're like, "What do we do?" And Meg's like, "Physics powers," and they like fucking
it's
slingshot
really
effect, and they jump in a thing, and they jump in
Hope
a
that
tree in a hurricane. and-
Hurricane throws the tree over the cliff. Yeah,
Yeah, and it works.
Not
'cause,
into the
you
cliff,
know,
over the cliff.
and then they have a moment where Calvin's like, "I like your hair.
They're all wet, and it's just like, oh, please don't do anything.
I
Please
like your
don't do
hair, dude. Oh, I've been wearing 2 t-shirts this whole time." Or what?
it." And a green jacket.
Yeah.
Yeah, we think.
But he lost that. I don't know, man. Who fucking knows anymore? The movie doesn't.
So they end up at this beach. There's this one guy who offers them sand sandwiches, or at least, like, Calvin doesn't realize that they're sand sandwiches. Wallace does. He's the only one who does realize and goes, wait, these taste like sand and they're bad. And Calvin says, oh, they're great. And I'm trying to think that wasn't like some special ability to recognize it. I think it's just Calvin being an idiot.
Yeah, I think Calvin's just a dumbass, and they had shown us already that he's really hungry and willing to take food off of anybody. So
Yeah.
it's just like, yeah, the sand sandwich tastes pretty great.
Yeah. He gets Charles Wallace gets basically kidnapped by this weird guy in a mustache who starts like doing multiplication tables in front of him, and Charles Wallace like, oh my god, I like this. Yeah,
Yeah,
let's
it's
do
like it's like the Winter Soldier activation code
Yeah.
or something. It's like, you're one of us now, Charles Wallace. And then Michael Pena turns into a marionette and falls to I don't know.
this. Yeah, and
Fucking-
they're basically like in a cage, and that is when Meg discovers the glasses
physics powers.
from Miss Who, and she sees stairs that she can walk up, and she walks into a room that's just above the room they're in, and her dad's there.
Yep.
Ta-da!
There you go. They have a big fucking family bust up with the young fella, and they all go home.
And I mean, let's have a little bit of the fucking horror movie esque stuff that started happening. Then, like the father gets rescued out of the box. They go downstairs, and suddenly, like they're being dragged down a dark hallway while the little kid has like lightning fire going across his face.
Mhm.
This big
Yep.
world of tree roots are attacking Meg, and then there's like a more cooler, attractive Meg who's looking at her saying, "I'm going to replace you.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be so much better."
straight hair.
Yeah.
this a racial allegory? Who knows?
Yeah. Who knows? Yeah, and they have like, a
Probably because
flashback,
Ava Duvernay made.
and then Meg just says, "Charles Wallace, you love me," and Charles goes, "Oh yeah, shit. Okay, sorry."
Oh fuck! I forgot about
And-
that. Yeah, shit.
Yeah, and then the whole it gets destroyed, and we learn
Mhm.
that this is how you defeat depression, and depression has now been destroyed all across the
Yep.
universe.
There are no more bad thoughts in existence, and morality, as a result, no longer is relevant. So do
Yes,
whatever you want, people. Hey.
Because if you don't feel bad when you murder someone, is it really bad?
I don't think I'm qualified to answer that right now. But the movie says no, I think. I don't know. The movie, Oprah told me it's okay to kill people, okay?
Yes, that'll be in your weird fucking court test.
Oh no, when I release my my Unabomber manifesto or whatever, Oprah told me to do it.
And Oprah's just like, did I?
Like shit, I could have. I said a lot of shit over the years on TV. I don't know.
Oh shit, I did do that entire episode about how you should be a Unabomber.
Yeah, that was a weird.
Yeah.
Anyway,
they return back to like their home. The Mrs. Witches and Watson, who's say goodbye just before they leave, and I don't know, like I guess Meg can now travel throughout time and space with her brain as well, because she opened up the gate herself, and her dad's back, Calvin's there. They wave to the most important character in the movie, Victoria, and she waves back, and so everything's okay now.
I like you got her name wrong.
Did I? I always get the names wrong. What's the name?
Veronica.
Same. I mean, look, to be fair, it doesn't matter. Apparently, the guy that we definitely thought would be important, the old black fella who was reading the book in the neighborhood, who said hello to Charles Wallace, he never showed up again, which is a
Nope.
shame.
But I can see on the Wikipedia page for the movie that his character was apparently called Elegant Man.
Oh,
Not like he's not just like Conrad Roberts as an elegant man. It's capitalized. It's like Elegant Man,
It's his
like
actual
like it's
name.
a title, like Happy Medium or whatever the fuck the rest of them are called. So
I
maybe
see, yeah.
maybe he is Santa Claus, like we thought he was. I don't know.
Maybe this is going to be part of the sequel, which is definitely still happening, right?
Oh yeah, sure, 100%.
Yeah.
That's happening. Yeah, probably is a Disney Plus TV show. Who knows?
I am on the IMDb page, and like there's the more movies like this section, and it has like the Nutcracker and the Four Realms, Artemis Fowl, the House of a Clock in Its Walls, and the A Wrinkle in Time 2000, I think 14 version or whatever. And really, one thing I've learned about these movies is that the posters are absolutely terrifyingly awful. There's just a lot of like just lots of color, swirly things, and yeah, look. I mean, this is what's the movie. I guess we can go to for our next section, our Jesus moment. I really didn't like the hurricane slingshot idea.
Physics powers.
She says like physics powers, but like I think she just looks at some of the trees that have been thrown over the cliff and goes, ah.
Yeah, they try to do like oh my god, Meg is so smart. Look at her. She's just done some sort of calculation in her brain and on trajectory and all this velocity and blah 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 and blah blah. But it's really like Meg like looks at a giant hurricane, has a bit of a migraine for a second, and then goes, "Let's jump in this tree." And Calvin's like, "Wow, okay."
I'd love if they were halfway flying across and be like, wait, no, we're a bit heavier, so this might actually fall. Oh no!
They just smash into the cliff face and die instantly. Charles Wallace takes over the world with the hit.
Yeah, that was my Jesus moment. What was yours?
Oh, man, it's so hard to pick one. Every scene was like, what is happening? What is this? My eyes. It's like, I swear, I think if you could probably easily convince me that I had dropped acid the other night. And we didn't watch this movie. This doesn't exist. I just did a load of drugs and my brain created this nonsense.
Just looking at portrait of Oprah
I was just
Winfrey.
staring out my window going, Oprah's 100 feet tall, man. Like, I don't know how to even start, to be honest. I think it's the general horrorness of it, though, to be honest. I was gobsmacked to find immediately after I finished watching this. I thought, you'd see like they did one for like Harry Potter. They did like Harry Potter as a rom-com, or they did like 10 Things I Hate About You as a horror movie. And I can't think of it. There's a channel that does them, that mixes up trailers. I thought instantly, I was like, there's so many very clear, obvious horror elements throughout this movie. Surely somebody has done A Wrinkle in Time as a horror movie, and I couldn't find it. And it was stuck in my brain to the point where I had to make it myself. Yes. I couldn't get rid of it. I was just I was sat there. I came home from work last night and I just went, I can't stop thinking about this. I need to see, because my brain kept going, this is perfect. This is gonna this is a horror movie. This was supposed to be a horror movie. So I sat down for like 2 hours last night and I cut together a trailer for A Wrinkle in Time as a horror movie. Which maybe I will let you guys see someday. It's not quite finished yet. It's a bit of a mess, but it works so well.
It does. We'll have it out before the next review anyway.
Yeah, I'll do my best. I'll get it finished. It's mostly done, but it's, it's crazy. So yeah, I think it's that, because it's so obviously this was meant to be scary. There's so much weird shit. Like, the end of it is very like psycho weird, like, "Ooh, we're trapped inside a worm." It's all this weird shit, and then there's like horrible imagery and creepy looking things, and everything looks wrong. It's just like, what is happening, my brain?
Yeah, absolutely is. Actually, one thing I want to say is also like the movie poster. You've probably seen it. It's like this weird funnel effect with like all the misses and the kids like in their own slide of the funnel going into a
Oh
certain
yeah,
point,
yeah.
and they just have the dad just there in the center. Like he's very much a focal point of the entire thing. And I mean, I understand the mission is to go and see the dad, but he is such a nothing character in this movie as well. Like we're very much just showing like, oh, his dad is missing, and he's seen okay. That's it.
Yeah, yeah. He was just kind of like huddling in a orange corridor or some fucking.
Yeah,
I don't know what he's
yeah.
been up
There's not
to.
much to the
Like,
character
I don't know what he's
of the
been up
movie.
to. I don't know how he ended up where he was. Like, I don't know how he thought, if I think about it hard enough, I can travel to another planet and meet Michael Pena. Like, it's
Oh, you
just.
have to just be comfortable in who you are, and then think of where you want to go on.
Yeah, but how did the dad end up in the it then?
I think it captured him. But to be honest, I think it's more. I think this is all like a parable of a metaphor for a guy who was really trying to accomplish something, and the scientific world turned their back on him, and he got depressed, and he's stuck in depression, and his kids can't reach him because he's just trying to work, and he's depressed. Like this seems
Yeah,
far more metaphor
yeah,
than
it's
anything
yeah,
else.
it's probably what it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
But
Um.
they've gone way too far. They've gone way too far.
Yeah. Yes. So look, we'll go on to our last bit.
Yes, Mr. Frodo. It's over now.
Right. Okay. Look, this movie's shite. It's a really, really bad movie in every way I can imagine. The child stars weren't brilliant in this. The adult stars were slapstick at best and creepy at worst. Um, there didn't seem to be any sort of logical main flow to it. It just seemed to be almost like, hey, we can show you all sorts of weird shit. And that's about it.
We, as a society, have gone too far.
We can end now.
Civilization has run its course. Movies, as a medium of art,
It's
are
dead.
over. This is it. We've taken it as far as it can go, to the extent where it's gone way too far. We, as filmmakers and watchers, have ceased to wear our prosperity with moderation. Yes, that's a Plato quote, okay? I'm taking it there. This movie fucked everything. It's the worst thing we have ever watched on this podcast. It's not good in any sense of anything. There's not a single good thing about it. Even from a... This is so bad, I think Ava Duvernay is a bad filmmaker after seeing this.
And
She
she's
isn't.
a really good
She's
filmmaker.
not. Like, but this movie
She's a
has...
really good one.
This movie is so bad, it has me convinced. I sat here the other night, I was thinking, but is she a good filmmaker? Like this, like, is she though? Like, she's made good stuff, but none of them were her stories. Like, those things were good. They were good because they were emotional, because there was like real life, like real stories, real people and stuff. But like, that's how bad this movie is. I had those thoughts legitimately. This is terrible. We owe an apology to a particular movie, I think.
Oh, yes, we do.
Well, no, this movie owes an apology to the whole world. But us as a podcast, owe an apology to a little friendly guy named Norm. Okay,
Yeah.
we're sorry.
Hey, you know what you can say about Norm? At least there was there was a storyline that could be deciphered.
Yeah,
That things happening for reasons.
it was bad, but it followed some sort of logic sense.
Yeah.
You know, there.
Yeah. I would watch a million times more Gnome snogging that fella's girlfriend than I would watch giant Oprah Winfrey looking down at me, like without any love.
Without any love.
I don't know. That's what I think. This movie is very loveless. I think there's just not a lot of
No, there's
care.
no everything. It's so like hyper stylized and just sterile. It's just like, ugh. Here's a bunch of things that like sort of look weird, so your brain might go, "Whoa, this is so inventive," but it's not inventive. It's terrible. It's just bad.
Yeah.
It's just a bad movie.
How long did filming take place? I wonder, because honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they said like 3 weeks.
I feel like, yeah, I feel like everything was shot against a green screen because
Yeah, that's what it was.
98% of this is CG.
Yeah, it's like the moment they enter, like the Wrinkle, I guess it's called.
The Tesser. I
Um,
don't know.
that's them doing it, but I don't think
Yeah,
they're
that's the
thinking about
verb, isn't it? I don't
Yeah.
know.
So like right after that, like just about everything, bar maybe stuff like the even the neighborhood is mostly CG. I guess the hallway they get dragged down is not CG. I think the room that they're in at first with the weird guy with the mustache, I don't think that's CGI. I think that's actually a real set, personally.
Really, we have no way of knowing.
We have no way in one. And I think where her dad was and where she was, I think those are real.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. No, they are. I think it's...
I think the house was. I think the school was CG at the start.
They just went to the local, like, music video studio and went, hey, see that
Yeah,
thing
I
with
think they shot the end of it in the same place Drake shot that music video.
Yeah.
I
It's
need
a
a
very
one there.
typical music video place.
Yeah.
Like, it is.
I think Veronica was CG. Her as a character, I think maybe.
Victoria too, yeah.
Or she was definitely CG. You see the face of her? She was fucking crazy.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just like there's a few things you could take the piss out of that make it kind of worth watching those parts. But if I watched this in cinema, I probably would have left the cinema very tired and fed up. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I can maybe say about it is that it's so bad that I kind of wanted to see where it was going.
We both said that.
It was one of those where I was just like, I was actually just so intrigued and shocked that it could have been, that it was possibly this bad. I was like, none of this makes sense. There's fucking plot holes all over the place. None of the characters really have any personality or are doing anything of worth. They're all mean and like they're just mean. They're all mean people. They're mean women. Like nobody's nice in this.
Yeah.
None of the kids have anything of worth about them. They're all just there. Calvin especially. But,
and the mother just given out to Charles Wallace being inside, being outside with the dog. Do you remember that scene where she gives that? What are you doing with the dog outside?
oh yeah, he arrives home after like assumedly been missing on another planet across the universe for several years, hasn't aged, and the mother goes, "Why are you outside?" And he's in the kitchen. He's sitting in the kitchen. And then Chris Pine's cock rolls in, and 10 minutes later he comes in the door.
Dear God.
Woo!
I'm really not looking forward to photoshopping this cover. Okay, look, we're just repeating ourselves with this. It's a bad movie. It's not worth watching. Don't watch it. Genuinely, don't watch it. Watch something else. Don't waste your time.
Yeah, watch a gnome named Norm.
Genuinely, you probably a better time.
Probably is, yeah. Mm. Sure, look, we'll move on.
Yeah, we'll move on. Owen, what are we doing next week?
Next week, Splitting Hairs is back next week. We're doing another Splitting Hairs. This one is our first dive for Splitting Hairs into an original versus a reboot, I suppose.
Yeah.
But it's not any movie that anyone has ever requested. It's something I picked personally.
Okay.
We're doing She's All That versus the releasing this week Netflix remake He's All That, starring TikTok star Addison Rae.
I hate that you just said those two words.
You know what? That's a sentence that like 5-6 years ago wouldn't have made any sort of sense.
TikTok?
What? Yeah, that's what's happening. It's coming. It's going to be a tight one. To watch them and record and everything before next Tuesday, but we'll do our very bestest because He's All That doesn't come out till Friday, I think. So, but yeah, we're going to give it a go. That's what's coming up next. I apologize in advance. No, I don't. Who am I kidding? Suck it.
Don't lie.
Yeah, I love it.
Well, anyway, that's it from us this week. Folks, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Share as well. That's always a good one. Please like on our posts on social media themselves. Our dear friends who are very dear to us and we love you and all that. Please like on the social media posts because it helps us with the algorithm because Facebook is an arse. And that's it from me. Is it from you, Owen, or do you want to talk for the next 2 hours about something else?
I watched this movie called A Wrinkle in Time, right? I think my brain might have just had a stroke. I don't really know. It's not. It's just. Do you ever just like take too many?
Asher, look. It's a big rent.